My name is Anouk Kruithof. I'm a Dutch artist. I started to work with photography on Art Academy, so around 2000. Our first year were all media, and then I chose photography and sculpture. At that time I worked way more photographic as I do right now. I work very differently with the medium, but that is also very much corresponding on how photography has changed over all this time. And I think it's very interesting to work with the medium because it's a very flexible medium. I feel there's not so much division anymore between, for example, photos uploaded on the web by amateurs, or me making my own photography, or working with a snapshot group of photos what I borrowed from a collector, or maybe I buy stock photos. I all see this as a source where I start to work from. I don't really feel much restraint, I think. This medium is super flexible and I work with that. We really live in a technocratic world, in a very mediated ocean somehow. All these images, they are distributed and manipulated and reinterpreted and recontextualized. So it's one big image world where we live in, and the way we as people consume photos and live through photos and communicate with photos, it also has a scary side, a side to be alert about, because it's obviously very misleading and the medium totally lost its integrity. For me, it's more important to work with imagery and their content and how to translate that in a work. That is more my interest somehow than making photos myself.
Anouk Kruithof is no stranger to foam. She's exhibited here before. In 2006, for the first time, her collaborative project with Jaap Scheren was exhibited, called The Black Hole, and she was selected as Foam Talent in 2009. Since then, she's featured in various group exhibitions here at Foam, which traveled abroad, as well as Foam magazine, and her work has been exhibited in various group exhibitions in, for example, the Stedelijk Museum, as well as MoMA in New York. And we felt that she has reached a point in her career where she really deserves and needs a platform, a serious platform, in the form of a solo exhibition here at Foam. Aguas is the first solo museum exhibition by Dutch artist Anouk Kruithof. It's the third in an exhibition series called Next Level, which was initiated by Foam in 2015. This series aims to introduce a wider audience to the art of relatively young artists who make radical new use of the medium of photography. Foam invited Anouk Kruithof to participate in the series specifically because of her innovative use of the medium. She uses photography as a basis for performances, for sculpture, publications, video, animations, and it's for this reason that we feel that she's a pioneer in the field of contemporary photography.
The new works in this exhibition, Aguas, they are dealing with the relation between human and nature, more contamination, as in a symbol almost, or an assumption for this time, in how we are in the Anthropocene. Humans are almost on the, we're on the end of the exhausting the earth, global warming and the environmental disasters in the sea. And it's also an all-round experience. This show you're almost part of it because you are in projection, so you participate. That way, I think you also involve people in another way with your works.
Foam invited Anouk Kruithof to make an entirely new body of work, especially for this exhibition, which is shown here for the first time, in tandem with another recent series called #Evidence. For both series, Anouk Kruithof kind of looked through online material like an archaeologist of contemporary digital image culture, And she expresses an interest for the way in which we consume images nowadays and how they might skew our perception of very serious issues such as privacy, government surveillance, or pollution. And she kind of experiments with these, the ways in which these are visualized and reach us in a digital world by translating the images to her own analog, physical, tangible sculptures.
The footage I started to work with for the sculptures is photos, aerial photos of polluted water surfaces. So evidence of, for example, oil spills in the sea, toxic waste dumps. So I start to print those photos on materials as plastic, but of course is also made of oil, and latex and rubber, all synthetic materials. Gloss over, that's another work where there's a very big rock-like white sculpture, and projected on top of it is an animation. Animation is a completely new territory. I already print photos on maybe unconventional materials for many years and try a lot with that. But in this digital realm, it's very new. So #Evidence is dedicated to a famous book and project from Larry Sultan and Mike Mandel from 1977 called Evidence. I started a research into the Instagram accounts of many American government agencies, companies and educational institutions. And out of seeing all these photos on their Instagram accounts, I took a lot of screenshots of the photos and got inspired by comments and what these companies or agencies are, and started to make a project out of all the screenshots, so photos, as a base. In general, it is through this project and all the works I made, I'm trying to show that it's somehow impossible to read photographs as being evidence. And you can start to wonder about photography's integrity and what a photo means nowadays in a contemporary photo landscape.
The exhibition presents an overview of all publications by Anouk Kruithof. She uses the medium of the book more as a kind of space or a sculpture in a way, a very unconventional way of dealing with publishing. It also gives a very good overview of her very versatile, very diverse way of using the medium of photography.
I'm really a frenetic artist bookmaker. I love to make books, the intimate space between the person and the book, the possibilities of the book in the way it distributes all over the world, as well that there are no opening hours or closing times, and you can actually take the time for a book, and also you can think about making book objects, like more the relation, the content of what you want to tell, and the relation within what kind of paper you use, typography, the design. When all these elements come together, it's a good book. I think photography really is a very important medium, you know, and actually with everybody using it, the democracy of it, because of all the phones and the easy technology, it only becomes more and more important, because it's the way how we still can show the world fastest to the rest of the world. Maybe when you really stick to this, I'm a photographer and I know the basics, I am still working with composition and light and aesthetics, that I really think that it becomes less important and becomes more about how people with photographic image transform their ideas, no matter if they made them or they found them.